Did I hit record? Yes.
It says record. Oh, I lost my tablet. Okay.
Oh, boy.
Oh, there you are.
Okay. Did I go somewhere?
No, on my tablet. I found it. It was buried underneath all like this week and next week's books. So
Gotcha.
I like to have it in case I have to take a note. You know what I mean? Like you're like, write that down. I don't have any. I didn't have anything right here to write that down. But now I
get you.
I've been doing a lot of shuffling. I have a lot of paperwork now, so I'm like trying to make things happen. You know. What
are you trying to make happen?
No, it's the business quarterlies, and the old man is bothering me with stuff, and we're talking about shit that we own, and like I'm juggling a lot of stuff right now. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And I get easy. Then when you slap on top of it the paperwork, which I told you I did find a website for that. But it's government stuff, and I don't want to fuck it up. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the person those are the people you don't play with. So I'm like, okay, when I do it, I need to be focused, if that makes any sense. And I'm like, okay, I got to do that either when we're done tonight or tomorrow at the latest. I don't want to let it run because then I'll be thinking about it while I'm going to New York, you know?
Right. And that's 2 weeks from now, right?
Yes, New York is 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this, though. I have a feeling, because I'm going to New York and something is popping up with that, I have a feeling that there may be on After Dark a few all heat, no heaters, but there's no definite about that because my bank is being bought, absorbed, merged with another bank.
Okay.
And my bank will no longer be the name that it is. It'll be the new bank. And I'm going away on I believe it's the 17th of October. Yes, I'll be leaving 17th morning. My bank changes over completely on the 15th. So 2 days later, I'll be in New York, and they tell me, oh, like all your routing numbers are good, all your checks are good, all your debit cards are good. We're going to do the maiden voyage over the weekend, which was that Monday, which is they have to come into work for Columbus Day. Normally, there wouldn't be anybody there. It'll still be closed. But they're like, oh, we're going to just make sure everything works. So I'm like, so yeah, I'll be gone. So the 15th is the day after Columbus Day. So that's when you have to go online and sign in to the new banking thing, so you have access to your accounts and stuff like that. And they're like, oh, it should all work the 15th. And I'm like, well, if it doesn't work the 15th, all I have is the 16th to fucking figure it out. And then 17th, I'm in New York. You know what I mean? Like, so maybe ATMs won't work for me. Maybe my debit card won't work for me. They're like, oh, it should all be smooth. Everything should roll over. I'm like, I fucking heard that before, you know? So my only option is really to just take a shit ton of straight cash homie out of the bank.
Right.
Where I wouldn't normally do that. I would take cash out because obviously you're at a con. You need cash. Some things like some tables don't take cards and stuff like that. And I would be like, all right, I have the debit card for like, all right, if I'm having breakfast in the morning, I don't have to use that money. But it looks like I'm going to be... I can't believe I'm saying this because I'll probably get mugged. I'll be heavy cash laden in New York.
So, obviously I don't know what bank you're going to or from.
I don't have it in front of me. I'm going from the FNCB to People's something.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, again, typically those transitions do run smoothly. Like they don't. Your debit card, has a Visa logo on it. I'm sure your debit card should be okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I say like 99%.
Right.
Now, obviously, if something fouls up, like there was that thing a month or two ago where like that Cloudflare thing like screwed up like just the internet in general.
Yep.
And then on Monday, there were like areas primarily like on the West Coast that had issues with Verizon where it was like over 7 million people were without service.
Right.
Excuse me, something crazy like that. The only thing, well, again, I'm guessing that you don't do a lot of your banking through an app on your phone.
I do all of my banking through my app on my phone.
Okay.
Other than, like, granted, because people at the Cinnabon pay with check, you know what I mean?
Sure.
So those have to be deposited. I could do it on the app, but I do it in person. Anybody who pays me in cash, I do it in person. But for the most part, like, to pay myself out of the account, because the Cinnabon is owned by me and my father, so the account's in his name and mine. I use the banking app to pay myself. You know what I mean? So I don't have to write a check out to myself and go deposit. It's like, boom, it's instantaneous. And I pay a lot of bills. I mean, not so much with the app, but it's I have the business account attached to whatever bills might be paid. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you have an electric bill, it's like, okay, I just go to that electric bill and it comes right out of the account, if that makes any sense.
I do. So app, website you use, right?
Yes, just to check that stuff got paid. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I have it on a automatic payment, and or there are some things that the payments move. So I like to know what's in. Like, I'll check to be like, all right, can I make this big payment? Do I have, like, what will that leave me with? You know?
Right.
Anyway.
So, because the routing numbers and account numbers should be the same, the numbers on your card should be the same.
Yep.
You know, obviously
they think the routing number. They say the routing numbers are going to roll over. That's what they said.
Because that's what they do. They fold them into the main account.
Right.
You know, like, just as an example, Bank of America, right?
Right.
There's one main routing number for Bank of America, but then there's, like, literally hundreds of other routing numbers that are grandfathered in. They'd like you to go to the main one, but if you're a bank that they've accumulated, absorbed, or whatever over the last, like, 20 years, let's say, your old 20-year-old routing number will still work, depending on what merchant you use it at. It may pull up as that old bank that no longer exists, or it should pull up as Bank of America.
Right. And the new bank is People's Financial Services. So
okay. Again, doxing yourself with your bank. But anyway, that's not.
But I'm not worried. I mean, you want the account number too?
Oh my goodness.
5. That's all I'm giving you.
All right.
But
good luck. You know, obviously they're giving you that heads up. You know, having the cash on you is going to be a good idea. I would make sure that you know, whatever updates of the app that you do before you leave, make sure that you're able to get into your account and, like, do a transaction of some kind.
Right.
Through the website, through the app, just to make sure that, like, just in case the look of the app has changed or where stuff has changed.
Yeah, so I can get acclimated to it.
Yes. I'm lucky the bank that I'm with is, like, a little podunk bank. It's changed hands like 3 times in the 30 years plus that I've been with it.
Right.
And it's been what it is today for the better part of the last 20 years. So I typically don't have anything to worry about there. You know, we've talked about this before. The only thing I have to worry about is the stupid chips wearing out, you know, on those goddamn chip cards.
I'll say the bank that I go to has been the same bank as long as I can remember. I might have to go because I have old paperwork from here, so I think it was the same name. Luckily, all the people seem to be staying because they're closing a bunch of our branches, and luckily, the one that's literally 4 blocks from me is staying open. Yeah, and they're keeping the people. So it's like, all right, if just say they closed my bank and I had to go to a new one, the routing numbers and all this. But when I go in, I'm like, this is me. Here's my ID. Do you know what I mean? Like, where I go in and it's like, all right, I just want to, you know, do something with this account. Like, they don't even ask me for my ID because I'm in there every other day. You know what I mean? Or not that you would need ID for everything, but you know what I'm saying? Like going to a new bank and meeting new people all around would make it the triple hassle, you know?
Yeah.
But so I'm hoping it all runs smoothly. And I also have to tell them that my debit card's going to New York because apparently that's so far away. It would think, a whole 2 hours that somebody stole it.
Really?
Yeah, they told me make sure.
Because my bank, typically it's like New York, Philly, places like that is usually no problem. It's like usually like when I wish I could remember the radius on that is. Because there's been so many times where we did that. We're like, hey, we're taking a trip to go to New York. Or we're taking a trip because like when we used to do wrestling all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we would do that more often, it's like, okay, over the next like 3 days, you might see hits on the card for like Wisconsin and Illinois and wherever we might be stopping in between there. And they'd be like, oh, okay. Okay.
Oh,
and nothing else we need to do? No, that's fine. You're okay.
Yeah, no, I don't know. That's what they told me, and I've done it before. Like, I think I've done it for New York. I've never done the credit card, because the credit card too, I have on my text. Like if it makes a purchase, it texts me the purchase no matter, you know what I mean? So that's fine. I don't have that set up for the debit card, but whatever. It's easy to say I'll be buying bagels in New York with it. So
the only other thing that I could suggest is, obviously see if there's any branches for the new bank or the old bank in and around where you're going to for New York Comic Con.
Right, for emergency purposes.
Yeah, just in case like there's somewhere that you need to stop,
Right. Or if, say, I have a problem with, using the debit card, it's like, hey, I walk in here, this is me. You know what I mean? Like,
here's my routing. Like, listen, here's my routing number. Here's my account number. I want to withdraw this, or I want to do that, or I want to do whatever. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I don't have big plans, so I don't know, but except unless you send me on a merry errand. But
no, you do your own thing. I got nothing that's even on my radar, but like that could change between now and then you going,
Hey, it's changed while I was at the show for you, Joe.
That's true.
That's true. Hopefully I won't get yelled at this time.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. Hopefully
I know. I love that story though so much.
Yeah.
But
so nothing else doing. Everything went okay this weekend. No problems.
No problems. I was at the local retailer today, and I saw DJ and Brett, who I'm now calling Jersey, just so you know.
You're calling Brett Jersey, or you're calling DJ Jersey?
Brett.
Okay.
Brett, because we ended up talking about stuff. And I ended up asking him, like, I ended up saying this and that. I was like, do you know where that is? Like, because I'm like, I don't know. I know Brett, but I'm like, I don't know where he grew up. I know where he lives now, but that don't mean he grew up there. He's like, yeah, I grew up around here. I go, I don't know why. You give me Jersey vibes. And he got real mad. And I was like, oh, okay. No, I'm sorry. You give me Philadelphia. You give me attention deficit criminal area vibes. He's like, that's better.
That's better.
He's a Philadelphia Eagle fan. So for the rest of the time he was in the shop, I was like, so this and that. And I'm like, and DJ's like, I'm going here. And I'm like, are you taking Jersey with you? And he was like, Urgh. And then as he was leaving, I said, see you, DJ. See you, Jersey. And he was like, if that sticks, I'm going to kill you. So everybody, please call Brett Jersey now.
It'd be a shame if somebody changed his name in the Discord or something that it came up as Jersey. If only I knew how to do that.
That could happen.
I don't know.
It would be a shame if anytime someone mentioned him in the plugs, if it was We Need Wrestling with DJ and Jersey.
Gotcha.
It would be a terrible shame.
I'll probably forget that.
But I did finally tell him the enjoying something story, so I got around to doing that. So
thank you.
But so me and Jersey are bonding,
So hey, I have a question for you.
Sure.
As this comes out for most people, not everyone. The AEW ad that's in the DC Comics this week.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
I was DJ and Jersey showed it to me at the shop for a hot second.
Okay, for a hot second.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was wondering if you had it there or you could see it to see who the credited artist on it was.
I will look. I have some digital books that I have here that I can look at.
Oh, okay. Yes.
You may hear some tape, but I'm looking at one of the books now. Hopefully it's in the front page.
I tell you, though, the classic DC Bullet logo right above the AEW logo, that looks good together.
Right. Nope, it wasn't in that one, but that was because it was a book that should have been out 10 years ago. So.
I know what book that is.
You know which one I'm talking about? So you may hear me open another book. If not, I'd have to go look it up. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But hopefully this is the one. Nope, I don't know what book that was in then that they had.
I don't know what books DJ gets, you know?
DJ's got bad taste in books, so I brought that up too today.
But if you just go, if you're there and you go to the Discord and you go into the wrestling section,
okay,
you'll see it there.
Because
it very much looks like Chris Bacalo, but it can't be Chris Bacalo, right?
Right. There's a million wrestling in the Discord. Which one?
Pro wrestling. Okay,
just because I didn't know if it was one of the shows or. All right, I'm looking now. So it looks like Bacalo, you said?
Yeah, that's who it looks like to me.
No, I don't know who that is. But
no, that don't look like Bacalo to you?
That's not Bacalo.
It looks like his style, you know?
I get what you mean, but no. To me, the arms and legs aren't wonky enough.
Okay.
But I have no idea who that could be.
Okay. Because there's no credited artist on it, and I haven't seen anyone talking about it anywhere, you know?
Right. I'm actually shocked it wasn't the definitive Colonel Sanders artist. Because this is the kind of stuff that they ask him to do all the time.
Yeah.
And you said you couldn't find anything on it?
No. I had other issues that we talked about before we started recording.
Oh, that is right, yes.
That was more pressing, you know?
Yes.
But I do have one last thing that I want to bring to your attention.
Right.
Todd, do you regularly see ads on not the ones that we're trying to stop, but the ads say on YouTube or on TikTok or in a mobile game that you might play?
Kinda, I guess, yeah.
Okay, have you ever seen an ad for other mobile games?
Sure.
Okay. Have you ever seen the ad, or are you aware of the mobile game where it's you're a guy at the bottom of the screen and you're kind of going up the screen, and on each side of the screen it'll be plus or minus.
Right, and you shoot at it and then the numbers go down, and if you get as many numbers before gets you get the helicopter or the machine gun, or you could go through little windows and add men instead. Yes, I know the game.
Okay,
and now Anthony Starr is playing.
Okay, that's where I wanted to go. Okay,
so what do you want to talk about, Joe?
Okay, so the game in question is called Last War Survival. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now that part of the game that you're talking about, and I say, or that you see in the ad, it makes it look like that's the whole game, and that's not the whole game. That's part of the game, a very small part of the game.
Right.
Most of the game is world building things and things like microtransactions, building things, trying to okay, now that you've built this thing. You could let it sit for X amount of time, or you could pay money or in-game currency or whatever, right?
Right.
So then Last War Survival comes out, and in the ads, plural, there's 8 different ads that Anthony Starr is in. The star of the boys, Homelander himself, right?
Right.
And in the ad, he says, these developers took that fake game that you see in all the other mobile ads.
Yes.
Turned it into a real game.
I've seen that, and I did not know it was a fake game, Joe.
Okay. So the original ad that you've seen, not the one that Anthony Starr talks about, the other ones that you see, that's a fake game. Anthony Starr has lended his name to the one that is the real game. But Todd, I'm going to let you in on a little secret.
Okay, tell me more.
The one that Anthony Starr is doing the ads for?
Right.
That's also a fake game.
Is it really?
It is.
Because, Joe, have you watched the commercials or you just seen bits and pieces?
No, I've seen the commercials.
Okay.
They came up because they listen. We've talked about this before. There's a mobile game that I still play that I've inherited from my kid, other than Pokemon Go, called Dragon City, and there's like ads in the game, and one of the ads that comes up is this, and I always ignore it, and then just over the weekend, the ads come up with Anthony Starr, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? So then I'm like watching the ad, and I'm like, this has to be a fake ad. Like, this has to be like they AI'd Anthony Starr into the ad, right?
Right.
Because I've gotten ads for very clearly fake Pokemon games or very clearly fake whatever games, right? Not licensed, Dragon Ball Z or whatever it is, right? So I'm like, okay, they just AI'd Anthony Starr into the ad. So then I watched the ad. I'm like, okay, it's really Anthony Starr. I went to their social media and I was like, okay, it's really them. And then I did a search online about it. And apparently they just reskinned the old version of this game.
Right.
Paid Anthony Starr an undisclosed amount of money
Hopefully
to lend his name and likeness to their ad campaign to try to re-trick people into getting the fake game.
So what do you get when you go for the game? Like, do they take your information or what?
No. So, okay, when I say it's a fake game, okay, the game is not what it appears to be in the ad. Like, the ad sells you on this is what the game is. But
that's just a small part of the game.
That's a mini game within the actual game itself.
Okay.
But in the Anthony Starr ads, he says he says in the ad, they took that fake game and made it into a real game.
Don't know what's happening, Joe.
I want to know how much money they paid him to do this.
I hope it's a shit ton, to tell you the truth.
So I didn't download. I would never, like I said, I'm not downloading the game, right? I would never download the game or whatever it is, right? I'll watch all the people talking about it on YouTube and everything else like that. But the video of him playing the game that they intercut with the game,
right?
It's very funny.
And it's weird seeing him with dark hair.
Yes.
I'm like, wait a minute, that's not my pretty Homelander.
That's right.
I'm like, what's going on? Throws me off. And then, so I watch the commercials because I get them on my thing too. When I play Candy Crush, I still play Candy Crush. They pop up there. And the thing that drives me absolutely nuts, it's not the Anthony Starr ones because he can do no wrong, but it's the other fake ones where they're like, oh, should I go for the extra men or should I go for the helicopter? And it's like, stop going back and forth. Pick one. I could win this game. You're an idiot. And that's what makes me want to download it because they act like, I'm just like, just stop. Like you keep missing the things that you need. I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to explain. You're playing the game stupidly. And that makes me want to download the game and play the game right. So I'm guessing it's a good marketing tactic for people named Todd who have neuroses.
Yes.
But yeah, so I've seen that.
Okay. I obviously any sort of Anthony Starr sort of thing that comes up, I want to make sure that it's on your radar as well,
Right, sure, because I love Anthony Starr. Yeah. His cape acting is amazing, Joe.
Yeah.
We only get one more season of cape acting, apparently, so. So
I'm going to, next time, when we're doing our convention roundup and I see that Anthony Starr is going to be at it, I'm going to put a bounty out. Right. Of anyone who's going to the convention, if they can get Anthony Starr, because apparently he'll just do anything, right?
Right, yes.
That if they can get him to disclose in the ballpark of how much he got to endorse the fake game that was built off of the fake game, that in the ads he says the real game based off the fake game.
Right, and that's how we want the question actually worded.
More or less.
No. Right. If I go to a con that he's at, I'll try to do it, but that's going to be my last question.
Yeah.
Because I have
that's
many
That's not the one you lead with.
No, I have many Cape questions. And be like, I'll let you go with this one, Mr. Star. How much did it take for you to endorse the fake game that was based on the fake game? That's just take this man out of here, please.
Yeah, you won't even get the third fake game out, and they'll be carting you out. Yeah,
right. It'll just be guys grabbing me under the arms with my heels dragging across the floor.
Goodness. All right, I just wanted to make sure that was addressed on the show, right?
No problem.
Okay. All right. Well, everyone, thank you very much. This was Longbox Heroes After Dark, episode 515, the pre New York Comic Con pre-show.
Right.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for listening. We'll see you here next week. Oh, patreon.com/longboxheroes. Maybe you're listening to this stuff in the correct listening order. That's because you're a $5 and up Patreon person. We'll be recording Previewing the Past, October 1994 this weekend. And, we're trying to work out the Patreon schedule for the rest of the year,
Yep.
Yeah. Did you want to, No, we'll tease it on the Patreon, maybe when we record that.
Okay.
Got to think when that comes up. So again, does the book that we're going to be doing for Todd and Joe Have Issues next year, does that come up? I don't think it comes up in the October previews. Does it come up in the November, December previews?
You're listening to the soon-to-be named network, the Lamborghini of podcast networks.